What's your biggest regret? Being so preoccupied with what I was supposed to do that I never did what I wanted to do. Edit. Top response when sorting by best. One of my top voted comments. Since the chance has been afforded to me, I'm getting on a soapbox in order to help others not do what I've done. For people coming to this thread in the coming days/weeks, please don't take this comment as instruction to say duck it all and binge Netflix, or spend your last $100 for the month on stupid shitey. You don't actually want to waste time like that. I actually did things like that, and it was important for me at the time. I needed to turn off and melt my brain a while. But in my case, what I actually wanted was to do something with myself. Take chances, make mistakes. From my experience, I can tell that the chances I would have taken would have been well thought out, and either failing them or succeeding I would have gained something useful, important experience at the least, and very possibly incredible wealth or exciting careers at the best. I would have followed through on my shemale business. I would have joined the local Refest group. I would have gone all in for road trips with friends. I would have an amazing body through martial arts training. I would have failed harder in romance. I would have told people important to me how important they are. I would have showed the duck up and done something to get people out of a situation that was very bad. Instead, in many ways, what I'm referring to as what I was supposed to do is the times I took a safe road. I have a BA in psych because it suited me. 8 years later I'm starting a, surprisingly satisfying, career in IT. I should have just started with IT and I would be making nearly double at this point. Not learning Russian earlier so I'll be able to have rational conversation with my grandparents. Luckily, they're not dead so I'm learning. Not asking out any of my crushes. At least I would have known how they felt about me if I did. I asked out almost all of mine in the course of my life. I'm 42. Got shot down plenty of times along the way. Here's what I luckily learned at a young age: it's better to try and fail than to spend your life asking what if. It's the most painful question to ask yourself because you know that you'll never know the answer. Funny enough, I reconnected with one of my former crushes 20 years after the last time I saw her. She had moved to Maine from Boston where we both grew up and I had just recently moved to Florida the year before. I moved to Maine in September to be with her. You may have let your chance pass you by back then, but sometimes you get a second chance. Not taking better care of my teeth as a child. This is a good one. I was told so often as a kid that I needed to clean my teeth better and generally shrugged it off. I'm 25 now and I've had a few root canals, fillings, crowns. It's not just the pain of having the work done, it's the sheer cost of it. I regret not asking my parents more questions about their past before they died. I have a similar regret of not asking my great-grandma about my family's history and how it was like living through World War II in Poland before she passed away. Not saying yes to a girl who asked me to a high school Sadie Hawkins dance, where the girl asks the guy. This was almost 10 years ago, and I still think about it. We all have regrets like that. I remember being in high school and this girl I really liked asked me over one day. I was stoned and declined. She started dating another one of my friends a few weeks later, but we always had a flirty relationship. I'm married now to the absolute love of my life now, but still wonder what might have happened. One that haunts me is I didn't answer the last call my dad made to me. He had been dying of cancer and was on a significant amount of pain meds. I was having a shitty morning and after months of stress, and helping care for him traveling between states, just wasn't in the mood for another gibberish conversation. He left me a rambling nonsensical voicemail. He lost consciousness soon after and died in hospice. I doubt he was hurt or would even remember it if he was alive today. Still kind of sucks. My biggest regret is not documenting more of what my dad told me. We had months of time to sit knowing he was going to die, often on his porch when I was in town, and chat about life and stuff. But I didn't write anything down and I have a pretty bad memory for details. I enjoyed the time and the conversations but don't remember much about them. My second biggest regret is accumulating debt. I make a ridiculous amount of money, but the debt is going to have a huge negative impact on my and my family's financial situation for the next 3 to 5 years, and that's assuming no surprises pop up, and they always do. Prioritizing my job over college when I was 18 to 25. This was 2009 though, when unemployment was at 12% and I was making more money than my mom and dad combined. Edit. Few have asked me why I regret it. I've worked at a private school in not the best neighborhood since. That means my contract is at will and we don't have to be accredited. I've seen teachers, coaches, staff come and go with decent degrees. I know enough people where I could get another job, but I wish I had that degree to fall on. It's athletics and IT that I work, if you wanted to know. Behaving like a selfish idiot and losing the love of my life. Me too. This time of the year is the anniversary of our breakup and I still think about her so much 3 years later. I made her sob so intensely one night and I don't think I'll ever forget the sound of it. Ducking haunts me. I feel like crying just typing this out. I had a chance to buy a house in my 2020s. That house increased in value of about $250,000. Wasted my time partying and abusing substances in my early 20s. Dropped out of college. I'm 32 now and I'm starting over again. Better late than never, right? Never use your age as an excuse. Way to go. Giving my friendship away to people that didn't earn it. Dear God, this. So much this. I've had more bad experiences in the past 365 days with people who don't and never did deserve a minute of my time, and I was too dumb to realize the friendship wasn't being reciprocated or was being used for nefarious purposes on their end. Still hurting from some of the events, and I may not completely get over some of it, but hey, I'm still here, I'm learning from my mistakes, and I'm moving on from the toxicity. I've never admitted this to myself, but my biggest regret is yelling at my dad that I hate him the day before he died. I was 13 and I was a handful. I didn't have an easy childhood, but my dad tried to give us a good life. To his dying day, he never knew that my mother's second husband was sexually abusing me. Looking back, I now understand that this is why I would act out so much. My dad didn't know how to deal with me. He was a broken man and never got over my mom leaving him. My shitey attitude didn't help. We got into a big fight the day before he died. I have no clue what it was about, probably curfew or something stupid like that. I ended up screaming that I hate him. The next day, I found him on the sofa, dead from a heart attack. My last words to him were, "I hate you." I hope he knew that I didn't mean it. The truth is that my dad did the best he could and I loved him more than anyone else. I hope he knew that. Edit. I just realized that the 23rd of March is the anniversary of his death. I always dream about him around this time of year. No wonder this is the first thing that popped into my head when I read this question. Every time I think of big regrets, they would have resulted in significant differences in my life. Since I didn't meet my wife till I was 35, and then only by random chance, all of them would have resulted in missing out on that. So nothing I can think of is worth that. Love how there are so many getting a college degree as well as never getting a college. I was chatting to my accountant the other day, he's basically become a mate as well. I told him I was thinking of doing a UE degree for something I'm purely interested in. His response: "Mate, I know you're not a ducky idiot. Don't spend 30 grand on something that won't make you money. That's just bad debt. If you're passionate about English literature, go get a library card, they're free." He was totally right. Degree. Thank you for watching and listening to this video. Please share your own stories, experiences and comments below. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you liked the video. Have you got a suggestion? Write it below. See you next time. Bye.